Hey guys, what's up? It's Finch here, and today we got a metagame research that I want to go over. So you guys might be familiar with the viability rankings, and if not, then it's basically a thread where I go over what the best Pokemon in metagame are every couple of weeks. Some of the top players vote on it. We got a thing called the Viability Ranking Council. We vote on it, and it's really cool. I can give you guys explanations as to what got better, or what rose up, and what dropped, what got worse. So, unfortunately, we haven't yet acquired a full-on viability ranking thread due to the potential quick bans coming in and just drastic metagame shifts every single day. But we do have a list of all the Pokemon that we deem viable, so odds are if you're playing OU, you're going to see these Pokemon on your teams, especially if you're against more competent, higher ladder players. Of course, you can use anything you'd like. I want to emphasize that there are a ton of really cool Pokemon you could use right now in the metagame, and some of them might not be considered like fundamentally like viable, like better than anything else you could be using in a specific spot, but there's still reason to use them, have fun with it. So use what you want, but if you guys are trying seriously, really like going to try hard, then these are some Pokemon that I definitely consider using on your teams. These are Pokemon that are viable. I'll just read the intro to the thread real quick. We're not yet fully fledged viability ranking ready yet, but there's a demand for a viability list. We use this threat list to weigh in on options for team building purposes. So I came up with a viability ranking list for Pokemon, given initial experience in the metagame. It's a rough list, and there will likely be changes made to it, but we'll be leaving it logged because this is more of a resource and not a discussion thread. Idea and thread stolen by me earlier this generation. I came up with the initial concept of the viability list earlier this generation. We used it in DLC 1, and then lower tiers adopted themselves, and I'm sure they're going to do this here. But yeah, this is the one for SSOU. Oh, by the way, check out Harry Styles' new music video, Golden. And also, check out Lakey Inspired by X Anime Music. Blue Boy, really solid. Love this background music. But anyway, let's get into it. So we got a new viable Pokemon that were released for Crown Tundra 2. We got Azelf. It's mainly a suicide lead stealth rocker. You potentially see Nasty Plot side, especially once the metagame cools off a little bit in terms of banning potentially the really fast Pokemon. Or maybe they don't get banned and Azelf never takes off in that regard. I'm kind of hoping to see some Pokemon stay that are kind of fast and strong and threatening so we can see more offense, but we'll have to wait and see. Regardless, though, it definitely clings on to just a straight up viability, as well as Blacephalon, which not amazing even without Pursuit, surprisingly, but it's still going to be really good. It's kind of hanging in the shadow. I mean, we saw Spectra kind of take a lot of its viability on my eyes, so that stinks for it, but still Blacephalon is a strong option. It has access to boots as well, and some nice coverage. Ghost plus fire can go a long way. So yeah, next up we play Blaziken, and obviously it's viable. It's also quite good. It's one of the best Pokemon, one could say. It's hopefully not going to get banned anytime soon. It's really fun to use, but it's super threatening with the fire plus fighting stab, with speed boost, Life Orb, Sword Stance, etc. So, the drill. Definitely try out Blaziken. Next up, we have Buzzwole. Buzzwole, it's a really great answer to things like Sharon Black, Landorus T, Kartana, Tapu Bulu, Locking Plera, Rillaboom of any kind. It does great against Zygarde too. So yeah, no, definitely really viable Pokemon in Buzzwole. I'm really excited to use it more and more. I think it offers a lot physically offensively and physically defensively, but obviously it's more lackluster on the special side of things. Celesteela, one of the great defensive juggernauts of last generation. It has a wide array of sets. So personally, just a standard defensive leech tech, heavy sun flamethrower set's been going a long way this far. It checks specific Pokemon like, the Lotties, Tapu Lele, Tornadus T, Kartana, potentially Genesect. Yeah, Metagross, Metal potentially. It goes a long way. Tapu Bulu, Rillaboom, yeah, so it's pretty solid. It definitely has its vulnerabilities, but I still quite like it. We also have Dragonite and Garchomp, a duo of Dragon types. Unfortunately, Dragonite hasn't really picked up a ton in usage. You can run Heavy Duty Boots, Dual Wing Beat, Dragon Dance utility sets, but as for Garchomp, it's much more prominent in the current metagame. It runs a Rocky Helmet tank set to punish things like Genesect's U-turn and a whole wide array of physical attackers. You can be able to stomach virtually any hit. At least once. You can take Melmetal's Double Iron Bash down with it, basically, given how bulky it is, and the fact that it's got Iron Barbs plus Rough Skin and whatnot. But also, that coupled with the fact that it has a lot of offensive sets, Band, Scarf, Swords Dance, etc., Scale Shot. Definitely a lot of cool options. I'm really excited to try this thing out even more myself. Genesect is another really cool Pokemon. It's definitely going to be banned. Really not much else to say. So, yeah, no. Then there's Glastrier, the Ice Horse. It's really cool. It's super slow, but it uses Heavy Duty Boots nicely, and it's mad strong and bulky, so it should be able to, get its fair share of kills in most games, and I'm really excited to see how that goes in the metagame as well. Next up, we got Heatran and Kartana. Both really impressive options in the metagame, but Heatran is far and away better in my eyes when Genesect and Naganadon here, especially. Heatran's up the wall, both those Pokemon, as well as just maintain a great defensive presence in my eyes, rocks, and also offensively threatening with the potential to trap things with Magnet Storm and just deal strong fire attacks, and also nice coverage with Earth Power. Even Pull Interruption, kind of stunt or die kind of trick with Specs or Scarf. So yeah, definitely try that out. Next up, we got Kartana, and unfortunately, Kartana's been a little underwhelming, but it's still a really strong Pokemon. I actually have only seen one or two, I think. Damn, yeah, not getting Grassy Glide definitely hurt, but it's still solid. I'm really curious to see how it develops with the metagame. No Z moves definitely hurts it, but again, it's still super strong. Next up, we have Landorus I and Landorus T. Landorus I is really powerful with Gravity, Sheer Force, Earth Power, Focus Blast, Sludge Wave. You can even run Psychic or Knockoff or U-Turn or Stealth Rock or Rock Bounce, whatever you might want to run. No Hidden Power Ice isn't the best for it, as it struggles against opposing Landorus and Landorus T, among others, but it's still really solid. I definitely advise trying Landorus I with Sheer Force out. One of, the probably like 10 best Pokemon in metagame. I might even make a top 10 video, top 10 Pokemon SSOU. If you like this video and you tell me in the comments you want to see the top 10 video, and those comments are numerous enough, then maybe I will. Maybe I'll make it later this week. Maybe I'm going to make it right after this. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know. Comment. You know the drill. All right, then there's Landorus T. Pretty solid all around. A good rocker, good scarfer, but nothing over the top. Definitely not as good as it was last generation, especially because it doesn't have access to Z moves. So yeah, kind of goes same, but still a nice blanket check to some things. Latios and Latios. Latios being mainly used in either very niche utility rules or as a scarf with Healing Wish. More utility roles, offensive glue, if you will. And then Latios is more of the nuke on the special end, which is really cool. Yeah, so Latios is obviously the better of the two, but both are pretty strong in the metagame. I'm gonna think that Latios is gonna pick up once we see things like Naganadel get banned. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Again, I don't know. I think Naganadel and Genesect kind of only pick up banned. So we might be seeing a lot of really crazy Pokemon hanging around, such as all the Tapus and Tornaduses and Zygarde, maybe? Who knows? Cinderace, Melmetal, Blaziken. Yeah, so I think there's a ton of really cool offensive Pokemon that way. And you notice we've only really discussed Celesteela is the only defensive Pokemon. Maybe kind of Garchomp and Landorus TV, not even really. They have a ton of offensive presence. So we discussed a dozen offensive Pokemon, right? So I think that's kind of reflective of where the metagame's at. Metagross, it's really fringe viable because it's hard. You'll only justify it over Melmetal if you want the speed. The Psychic typing of rocks, it's hard. So yeah, you use it at your own risk. It's good against Latios, I guess. Good against Tapus in a sense. Yeah, but proceed with caution. We got Moltres and Moltres Galar. Moltres is good with heavy-duty boots, kind of, pressure, roost, stall, crap. But Moltres Galar is really cool offensively to get Berserk. With boots, Nasty Plot, potentially Agility, the Fiery, Dark move, and then Hurricane. It's really solid. I definitely would advise trying it out. I think with the spec set, it might be mad good. Not gonna lie. Next up, we got Naganadel, Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Nihilego. We got 4 poison types starting with N, all of which predominantly hit in the special side. Naganadel is probably going to get banned. Honestly, it might be banned by the time this video is up. I'm not quite sure yet, but regardless of that, it's really solid right now. I definitely would advise trying it out. I just want to note this video is being recorded on Tuesday night. It's 10:30. So if this video goes out Thursday and we ban Naganadel and Genesect on, say, Wednesday, then, well, great. Yeah, or we ban Blaziken and Crumbler, whatever we ban. I don't know. We were banning something on Wednesday or Thursday, then, well, we'll see. And, so Naganadel is just a really strong special attacker. It's gained access to Nasty Plot and whatnot, so that's, that's great. Anyway, we also have Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Nidoking and Nidoqueen, they gain access to Sheer Force. Right, sorry. I blanked for a second. I don't know why. I'm so sorry, guys. Super unprofessional. But yeah, they gain access to Sheer Force. A couple generations ago, and since then, they've been really strong special attackers. And that goes great. Nidoqueen a bit more of a utility option with rocks and toxic spikes, whereas Nidoking's more of an all-out attacker. Both are fringe. They're good against Tapu Koko and Regieleki, and every team needs a ground type, but unfortunately they face stiff competition from the likes of Landorus, Garchomp, Excadrill, and Swampert, which we're going to get to in a minute, because it's really cool to see that Pokemon viable. But yeah, no, it's still solid for sure. Next up, we got Nihilego. Nihilego, really fringe. It's a cool check with things like Tornadus T, and also it gets access to Toxic Spikes as a more offensive option. It's going to probably see more viability once Naganadel goes, but with that said, it's fringe at best. I really wouldn't personally advise using it. We got Pheromosa, some of the really controversial Pokemon. It's super strong. It's kind of well by fairy types if it lacks Poison Jab, and it's got some 4 move slot syndrome, but Ice Beam, Rapid Spin, Close Combat, U-Turn's a really solid set. You could also run Triple Axle over Ice Beam on a fully physical or choice band set. Poison Jab, Drill Run, Throat Chop, all also viable options. Quiver Dance, you name it, it could run it. A lot of cool things it's got going on. So yeah, no, definitely try out Pheromosa. Next up, we have Raikou. It gets access to Scald, I think. Don't quote me on that. I can't quite remember, but it's fringe, I guess. Regidrago and Regieleki, 2 of the new Pokemon and the kind of legendary, I don't know what to call them, but Regidrago is the super high base HP Dragon type with Dragon Energy and kind of bulky-ish stat spread, I guess. 50 defenses with 200 HP is actually really good, and then decent offensive potential but limited move pool. And then Regieleki is the all or nothing kind of electric type, where if you face a ground type, you're basically only just gonna use like rapid spin or like explosion into it, and that's fine. It's really all you could ask for. If you're not facing a ground type, it's mad strong. In which case, that's cool for you. So yeah, kind of all or nothing Pokemon. I don't love it personally, but I see why some people use it, and I'm curious to see how it goes. Next up, we have Spectre. It's a really strong and powerful ghost type. Shadow Ball, Hex, pretty much only offensive moves that could be used though. It's get like Taunt, Nasty Plot, Hex, Substitute, Combined, which is cool, but it's still kind of limited what it could do. I like Specs, and I like Sub Nasty Plot, but don't want to face a normal type with that thing, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, what beyond that is good? Trying to think here. Nothing's coming to mind. Yeah, no, that's all there's for Spectre. Next, we got Stock Attack, which is a Stone Cold Killer on Trick Room teams, which is really cool. We got Suicune, which you'd run kind of combined stats, Crocoon or Vincoon or Solid, but definitely limited because of how offensive the metagame is, pressuring it a ton. Swampert is kind of a good rocker right now. It gives you the ground type, which is super important, coupled with the fact that it's all water type, so it's able to check things like Tapu Koko, Lacking Grass Knot, or Specs to Gleam, and Regieleki counters, and it's as well against Zapdos. It does good against things like Heatran, and also it's great against Cinderace, which is cool, and also gains access to Flip Turn, which is amazing, as if no longer pass it can gain momentum. So yeah, I think Swampert's really great right now. I think it's going to be one of the kind of better stealth rockers for a little bit, and then maybe it'll eventually phased out, I'm not sure. Then we got all four Tapus, Bulu, Finny, Koko, Lele, all viable, all very much legal in the metagame. They didn't really get the moves they wanted, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. Bulu, it's still, a strong grassy train abuser. It's got some nice bulk options as well, decent defensive typing. Finny is actually probably the most common of the four right now. Great utility option, good check to Pheromosa, Blaziken. Yeah, it's a good defogger. Definitely advise trying it out in the metagame right now. Also gets X to Knock, Nature's Badness, Taunt, good utility moves. Tapu Koko is a really nice electric trendsetter. It's got some nice firepower under its belt. Unfortunately, it lacks Rising Voltage, but still pretty strong. And then Tapu Lele, it's actually, I haven't really seen any of it. It's still going to be good, I guess, but not amazing. I don't know. This is Zemos. I really wish it had Expanding Force. Lack of Pursuit does help it, but, still pretty limited, but you take what you can get. You don't get upset. Next up, we have Thundurus and Thundurus T. Really fringe without Hidden Power Ice, but they can work. I think that they get some cards like Grass Knot, Psychic, Focus Blast. So yeah, maybe we'll see more of those. I don't know. I imagine Thundurus is cool because it's Prankster, and Thundurus T is cool because it counters Regidrago and can come in on electric boost from Zapdos and Tapu Koko, but still gotta be careful with it. So yeah, Tornadus T, solid as well with boots, but not as crazy broken as one might imagine. So that's cool to have that. Another really offensive option in the metagame. We got Victini, which is a strong psychic fire type. Sorry about that. Runs boots. V-Create physical stats can be cool. Mix stats can be cool. Definitely try it out. We got Xurkitree and Zapdos. Two electric types. Xurkitree really all offensive option, kind of fringe viable. Zapdos is a good defogger. Zapdos Galar. Tends to run your choice band and just really strong, just trying to nuke shit with Brave Bird, close combat, and either throw, chopper, blaze, kick plus U-turn. And then we also have Zygarde, which is super controversial. Tends to run a Sub-Glare or choice band. You can also run Dragon Dance sets on screens or hyper-offensive teams, though. Sub-Glare with Coil is just mad devastating to face. Choice bands also can really spam both 1,000 arrows. Definitely really solid options in the metagame as it stands right now. But yeah, these are all of the new Pokemon. I wanted to get into detail on what all of them did in the metagame right now. They're all solid. I'm just going to skim through the old Pokemon because it's basically just the same vibe ranks from before, but with some other Pokemon added, such as Cinderace, Magearna, Melmetal, that all got unbanned. So yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and note anything noteworthy, but otherwise just list Pokemon. Aegislash, Alakazam, Amoonguss, Azumarill gets rid of A's. These are all pretty solid. In particular, Aegislash is good right now, I'd say. It's kind of anti-meta. Swords Dance is underrated, and also it's hard to switch into the unmixed sets or the spec sets, so keep that in mind. Barraskewda is more fringe range option. Bisharp, Blissey is still a solid special defensive pivot alongside Chansey. Centiskorch, I guess, is fringe viable as well. Charizard for Sun Team. Cinderace is still going to be pretty damn good in the damn metagame. I don't know why I said damn twice there. I don't know what I'm trying to talk about. It's solid for sure. Like just Libero and all that, the whole 9 yards, so it's solid. Clefable, just a good Pokemon overall. Really like Clefable. It's thankfully not as, restricting and crazy as before, so I'm glad that's taken care of. But, in the old metagame was on like every team, and for good reason. Cloyster, Cobalion, Comfy, Conkeldurr, Corviknight, Crodon, all the C's. Nothing really noteworthy of those. Comfy probably could just drop off this list and no one would matter. No one would mind. Also worth noting, Salamence you could arguably add onto this list as well. Someone PM me about it. And Salamence is definitely like fringe viable as well. I'd say more viable than something like Comfy anyway. Diggersby, It's okay. Ditto has been used a lot as like kind of like an anti-hyper offensive check to just chuck all the like fast, strong sweepers, kind of revenge kill them and take off and snowball their sweeps. Drake is ult with Sand Rush now, Dragapult, which is kind of falling under the radar, but it's still sneaky good. Druddigon, I guess it's viable. X-Drill is still solid as ever. Ground type against is valuable. Ferrothorn, Gastrodon, Gengar, Grimmsnarl, Gyarados, Hatterene, Hawlucha, which is good with Coco, they're reunited finally. Heracross, Hippowdon, solid wall, ground type again. Hydreigon and Incineroar and GD if you need any checks for the Spectrier. Jirachi, Keldeo, Kingdra, Komo-o, Crocodile, Kyurem, and Kyurem Black. Kyurem Black is back, that was banned too. Really solid in this metagame, obviously. Run his boots, Dragon Dance, Icicle Sphere, Fusion Bolt, either Sub or Roost or Earth Power or even Outrage, I guess, last. All viable options. We definitely could see potential suspect or ban attention in the future. We're have to discuss it more in a future video for sure, so stay tuned for that. Lycanroc Dusk, fringe kind of, I guess. Magearna, still, doing Magearna things. It's not really as, open as before to a lot of competition, and, it's also a faster, stronger metagame, so you gotta be careful of that. Magnezone, Mamoswine, Mandibuzz, pretty solid defogger right now. It kind of checks a couple of things. It's good, like Spectrier. Mantine, Maraglola, Melmetal is back, and I'm loving it. It's not remotely broken. I really am glad it's finally we give it a chance. I really think it shouldn't have been banned to begin with, but I'm glad it's back now. Mew, Mienshao, Mimikyu, Necrozma, Ninetales, Lola, Opposigoon, Palpaparain, Primarina, Quagsire, Unaware, Reuniclus, Rhyperior, Rillaboom, still a very solid grass strand setter. Throatums, Heat and Wash, Slazzle, Scizor is always good for priority, Shuckle for webs, Skarmory for spikes, Slowbro for pivoting, Slowbro Galar. Slowking also can be a pivot. Snorlax, Talonflame, Tangrowth, Tracheon, Togekiss, Torkoal, Pex, Toxtricity, Tar, both are Shifu forms, Rapid and Single Strike, Venusaur, Volcarona, Weavile, Weezing-Galar, Zarude, Zeraora, and for some reason Zapdos, because apparently X comes after Z. So yeah, all these are viable. If you have questions on the viability of any of these Pokemon, what sets to use, let me know in the comments below, but I didn't really feel like commenting on all 92 of the previously unreleased Pokemon, just because we've already seen metagame with them for a long time. But if you're new, or if you want my insight, let me know in the comments below. I'd be glad to help you guys with that. But yeah, this is a rundown of the 40 or 60 some odd Pokemon that was releasing Tundra. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I feel like making these metagame analysis videos alongside the normal videos. And yeah, have a great night, and peace out, guys. All right, bye-bye. Oh, check out the Twitter, check out the Discord, like, comment, subscribe, and I love birds. All right, peace.